Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be sharing a very interesting story with you. As you see from the title, Ghana got revenge on Britain. Because of something they did to them, they were able to reciprocate the actions. They said, okay, we're going to do tit for tat on this one. Since you did this, we're going to do that, right? Very interesting story here. So what happened was, British authorities would not allow Accra, Ghana to land in Heathrow because that was one of the higher end airports. So they said, instead of you landing in Heathrow, we're going to let you just land in Gatwick. But that presents a problem for those traveling from Accra, Ghana, because it's further away. That's a lot further away. And so those of Ghana said, you know what, this is not acceptable. We're not going to accept this. Don't you realize that we have an airport too? Okay, of course the airport used to be a military airport, but I'm not getting into that right now. I just want to give you a brief summation before I let you take a listen to the whole story. But anyway, Accra, Ghana, they said, you know what? Since you're going to do that, when any of your flights come into Ghana, we're going to redirect you. We're going to redirect your flights that land in Ghana to another area. So you can see how inconvenient this stuff is. You did it to us, we're going to do it to you. So I'm going to let you all take a listen, and then I will be right back.
British online news platforms as well as some newspapers have been awash this week with news that British authorities would now allow flights from Accra, Ghana, to land in Heathrow instead of Gatwick as had earlier been proposed by British authorities. Some of the reportage did very little to hide the disappointment with the result of the airport war that was started by a proposal by the Brits late last year. British Airways had planned to redirect flights from Accra to London's Gatwick instead of Heathrow, the most prestigious airport in the United Kingdom. Ghana's aviation ministry rejected this proposal, calling it unacceptable. But it did not stop there. The ministry also threatened that if flights from Accra were to land in Gatwick, Accra was also going to redirect flights from Britain to land in Ghana's second largest city, Kumasi. The statement from the Ghanaians in January had read, "Ghana will advise itself and take a reciprocal action on behalf of our passengers in the coming days if our call for British Airways to rescind its decision on the movement to Gatwick Airport is not heeded." Initially, it seemed to many observers that the Ghanaians were bluffing. But the ministry doubled down in another statement as if to dare their British counterparts. Compared to Gatwick, the Kumasi airport does not receive international flights. Gatwick, which is some 45 miles from Heathrow, is considered less prestigious than Heathrow, even though it receives massive international airliners. Kumasi is a municipal airport and plans to convert it into an international station have been proposed by past Ghanaian governments for many years without concrete work. The city is also more than 100 miles from Accra. The British authorities rescinded their decision and would from March 28 allow flights from Accra's Kotoka International Airport to resume landing at Heathrow. The change to Gatwick would have affected passengers from Accra in two main ways. Gatwick is much farther from the center of London than Heathrow is. That certainly would have been a cause for concern for passengers. Secondly, Gatwick receives far fewer flights these days, which means that current airport staff is only at the most minimal required number, a fact that would undoubtedly stress passengers. So how did Ghana pull this feat off, seeing that it was inconceivable for British Airways flights to have landed at a non-international airport? It would seem the Brits did not want to find out how terrible an 80-year aviation relationship could get with Accra. British Airways' relationship with Accra's airport is one of the longest ongoing between the carrier and an airport. The Accra Airport was actually started as a Royal Air Force (RAF) base in West Africa during World War II. After the war, it became an international airport and was renamed Kotoka in the 1980s, after a former Ghanaian military officer, Emmanuel Kotoka. British Airways management gave no reasons for its change in mind, but a spokesperson reportedly said, "We keep our network under constant review, and will be continuing our long-running service to Accra from London Heathrow."
As you just heard, Britain said, okay, all right, we won't do that. Because Ghana flexed as well. They said, if you do ABC to me, I'm going to do XYZ to you. And Britain decided, okay, we'll just keep things the way they're supposed to be. You see, Heathrow is the most prestigious airport in the United Kingdom. So you got to ask yourself, why were they saying that Ghana couldn't land there, but they're going to redirect them to another place? You got to ask yourself that, right? And many of us, we already know what the answer is. Of course, you'll have those that say, well, how do you know what the answer is? Because the answer has been the same for so very long. But anyway, I'm glad that Ghana was able to use their airport as leverage too, to say, well, if you're going to inconvenience me, I'm going to inconvenience you. You're not going to continue to have a smooth ride coming into here if we're not going to have a smooth ride going over there. Now, I think that's fair. If they can do that, then why can't Ghana do it? Now, I think because people are so used to Africans just rolling over and kowtowing, they think that they can just continue to do whatever, and then Africa's going to have to accept it. Now, we already know that the way the West works is they start to sanction things, and they start to say, well, we're not going to deal with you, we're not going to do business with you, we're going to do this, that, and the other. But in this case, the leaders of Accra, Ghana, they said, you know what, we don't care what you do. We're going to reciprocate your actions. We're going to do what we need to do because what you're doing is going to inconvenience us. So we're going to return it to you. We're going to return to sender the same treatment. What you give is what we're going to give. I want to know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Do you think that those actions are fair and right? Of course they are. But you will have those who will say, no, that's not good business, or that's not this, or that's not that. There will come up many reasons why what Accra, Ghana did is wrong. But they won't give you any reasons why the British made the decision that they did. They won't say anything about that being wrong. Because sometimes the thought processes of people in the world is just lopsided. If the black people are the victims, then who cares, right? That's how a lot of people think about us. But if white people are the victims, then all of a sudden everyone cares and everyone should step in and do something about it. The way the world has worked, nobody cares if black people are inconvenienced. That's just the way it's been. You see, that is just the way it's been. But I want to know, do you really think that what Ghana did was okay? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if you don't think what they did is okay, tell me your thoughts on that as well. I'm done with this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share and like this video, and with that, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.